first off, what a season it's been. It's been disrupted, said most of Sunday. Missed out on a few tournaments and an away trip. But we're lucky to get some coach this year. And these boys have played extremely well. We've taken on a few different things this year, and one of them has been this ugly thing here. This is because with the Red Dragons, this is what we call Respect Door, and it's all about respect. So the things that we've been teaching outside of in the ruck and clearing the ruck, etc., has been about respect. And it's respect for themselves, respect for their teammates, respect for the ref, the other team, the parents on the sideline, and really trying to build that into the season. And this has been an integral part of it. So this year was actually for Parent of the Week. And we worked out each week for the parent that had helped the most during the week. Another thing we worked on was sportsmanship. So we wanted to be known as a sportsmanship team at the end of the season. And I'm really happy with the comments that we get back from the other teams around the way that the boys conduct themselves during games. I wanted them to be humble. I wanted them to be humble in the win and the loss. And they learned about both of them this year. And I always thought you learn more from a loss than you do from a win. So it was good to see the look on their face. Last week we got a bit of talent. And then a lot of things like next job. When it doesn't go well for you on the field, they've got a call for it. It's called next job, which came from Andrew. I'm a co-coach, and that's been really good to see them have made a mistake on this next job, carry on. We made a thing about clapping the other team on, so we form a cone at the side of the field to clap the other team on. And it's great to see those kids' faces. I remember when we played the other rolling team, and Manakura had his fist in the air. He thought it was awesome when he ran on, so it was good to see. We did nothing with one circle at the end of the team. At the end of the game, so it's not two circles. We want one circle, so that both teams are together in the same one. The boys have got a little chant they do before the game, which we might do before we leave the stage. They've got a dragon handshake. They make sure, together with us, we make sure that we talk to the other team beforehand about how many kids haven't scored a try in your team this year. And I think it was probably 3 weeks ago, Leaston? Yeah, 3 weeks ago, Leaston, there was 8 kids that hadn't had a try in the whole season. So we did 4 in the first half, we did 4 in the second half, just to make sure that they had tries in the season, which I think is a key part at under 10s and down. I want to thank Rick, and I want to thank Andrew. I want to thank them massively because the work that these lads do behind the scenes is fantastic. When I can't be at work, Andrew's always there. I love what he's brought to the team this year. I love the enthusiasm. The stuff that Rick does behind the scenes, we've got a pretty easy arrangement. I'll coach, you manage. He just takes care of everything, so it is just easy to coach. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. To Mark, thanks, mate. It's been a good season, mate. Thanks for your efforts. I want to thank the kids. I want to thank you guys for just I don't care whether you win, lose, draw. I could not care less. I just want you to play your style of football, and you've done that. So I'm really proud of you all. I want to thank the parents as well, getting them training, getting them to games, staying positive, and being good role models on the sideline. We've had an awesome sideline all year. And I want to send out a massive thanks to Greg and Kerry. These guys put in hours each week. Greg told me he did 10 hours just for one video. So each week they produce a video of the game. It might be a 10-minute video, but he puts in 10 hours. It's his own music to us, so thank you guys. We really appreciate the effort. I'll hand you over to Rick. He's just going to have a quick chat around how we went about our medals for the season.
Thanks, mate. Just very briefly, we decided to do something completely different this year. Instead of us as managers and coaches picking the winners, we gave that away a few years ago, passed it on to the parents, as most do. We decided to change things up a little bit this year. So we formatted a bit of a spreadsheet where every kid in the team basically evaluated as teammates. They had 10 different categories to score 1, 2 or 3 points on, and then basically at the end of it we tallied up the scores, and that decided, the kids decided who actually received these awards. it was fantastic for the kids to be able to do that because they actually had to take the time to sit down and think about the game that 15 other kids had played or brought to the team. And it was equally as important for us because it showed us a lot about how hard some kids are on each other and how easy others are. It showed what was important to them. Out of the 10 categories, the 2 categories that scored the highest points overall were nothing to do with rugby. It was all about culture, support on and off the field, sportsmanship, how they were as people. And that outranked tries, tackles, passing, running and scoring. So really interesting for us. We're going to step that up again next year and do a couple of other things related to that earlier in the season and at the end. But yeah, it's just a different way of doing it. I know it's bloody difficult to pick winners because they're all winners, but this is just a really educational way of doing it, and taught the kids a lot about their teammates and taught us a lot about the kids. So I'll hand back to Aaron to give you more.
Just before I do, I just wanted to say something quick. I focused really hard on not being the coach that was just after the win all year. It was really important to me. And I got the biggest win ever when one of the kids seen the photo of Spector right before a Darfield game, and he said to his dad, "This is literally the greatest team in the world." And for me, that was the biggest win for me all year. So good on you, Trev. Right, very quickly, I want to thank the sponsors, which is Norwood, Heyman Flooring and Higgins. Thanks guys, couldn't do it without you. Good job. Player of the Year. Player of the Year nominations were Carter Bedford, Sam Baines, Brooklyn Irvine, Travis Croucher, Vinnie Stevens and Baxter Kennedy. I'm really happy that we didn't have to pick these here. I'm really pleased that the kids did. Travis Croucher, get up here, mate. What an amazing season. Absolutely lead from the front. Well done, mate. Most valuable player nominations were Kivish, Brooklyn, Travis, Baxter, Sam and Carter. Once again, I'm really pleased the kids picked these because it would have been awful trying to pick. But the most valuable player goes to Carter Bedford. And most improved, this would have been the hardest one of all, I think. So the most improved nominations were Vinnie, Kevish, Thomas, Riley, AJ, and Riley Kennard. The kids picked Kevish. Well done, Kevish. You've had an amazing year, mate. Kevish showed up in rugby from soccer, I think, last year. And he just had this massive smile on his face when he showed up, and the first words out of his mouth were, "I go play for rugby ball now." And he hasn't stopped playing with it yet. It's been great to watch you come through, mate. Well done. Awesome. Well done, boys. I think that's us. Yep. Right, boys.